What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Bears Den Trading Podcast for Sunday, April 3rd. This is MedMan, joined today by Grizzly and GD Investments. What's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Very glad to have you on today with us, GD. Super special guest for us today. Also, our second-time visitor on the podcast, which is also really cool. Recurring guest. Thank you. Words are hard. Yeah, thank you for being here. And I think we should just jump right in to going over last week, if you guys are feeling it.
Awesome. Well, Monday and Tuesday was definitely my best days trading. Had a nice trade on Riot. As far as small accounts and small stocks to trade using options, Riot is one of the best ones I've found. Super cheap to trade, and it does well once it breaks them key levels. Usually tends to give you a good move. We took it off opening candle scout. It that day we traded it, continued throughout the day. Could have turned into a really nice day trade. I traded some GME this week, scalped it above a key level, had a nice move. Traded a firm for a day trade, ticker AFRM. Reason behind that trade, it was breaking out of a bull flag on the daily chart, gave us a really nice move. Jay Dunn actually took that trade with me as well. And as far as swing trades go, I guess the snow trade, ticker SNOW, was my honestly probably my best trade of the week. It was a huge gap it had to fill, and it entered it on, I'm not exactly sure what day, but it gave us over a $4 move that day, and I held into the next day, and we ended up being over a $10 move in total. So
for those who don't know, on like Riot, that's tied very closely to crypto. And what was the other one you said? I'm sorry.
Riot, GME, Snow, Affirm.
Yeah. So Riot is very closely tied to crypto. GME, that's that meme stock.
Yep.
For the second time in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I've been trading it often, surprisingly. I tend to stay away from them, but it's just hard to pass up when there's some, so much strength in one stock,
I mean, it's wild. It just, the thing moves. If it moves, it moves. You gotta take advantage of what's going on, right?
Momentum. I was gonna ask GD about. I seen he was he cleared a bag on Monday and Tuesday. I was just wondering what he traded.
I was interested in that myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been trading the pennies this week, and the big one that I hit on Monday is HYMC. They had just so much volume and so much, from the last week, they jumped up, and actually in aftermarket, they jumped up, over the weekend, and I followed them. Obviously when you see a big gainer in the pre-market or aftermarket, you're going to watch it. And it just came out with huge volume on Monday. So I entered this trade around 11 o'clock. 10.
GD, let me stop you for a second. I have a question for you.
What's up?
When you enter on them penny stocks, I know you're catching them off momentum. They got huge volume. They're moving like crazy. Do you wait for like a pullback to VWAP, then enter? Or you wait, you just you kind of add in on each dip. Is that how you trade?
So I like to add in a few spots on pennies because they tend to, they could trap you, right? They can go up, they can wick all over the place, move up, down really quick, try to fake someone out. They can raid stop losses. They move in a way that it's hard to trade, but if you can figure them out a little bit, it definitely can work out. So with this one, I like trading technical analysis like formation. So this one was bull flagging. It bull flagged up, and it actually the flag ended up coming right on the VWAP. So the price action was holding on the VWAPs, which I like. So I at the bottom of the flag, I entered my first portion of the trade, and then when we broke out, I entered more. And we continue with strength up. We've seen a huge spike with volume after a few candles out of that flag. And we held the EMAs all the way into close. So what I did was I was up 30%. So what I did was I sold half and let half ride because, when you see these pennies actually hold strength and consolidate in an area after they move up, it usually is a good sign that they're going to continue further in the aftermarket and pre-market. It's just something that I found out works. And actually moving into that, I was up 30%, and we went from $2.30, I believe, into the pre-market, went up to $3.42 Tuesday. And we actually opened up at around $3 again. So I basically came out 60% on that. And that was probably my best trade this week.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So whenever I hear a dumpster referring to, he says he's eating the dips up, I'm assuming he adds in every dip. A dip down, he'll add in, dip, he'll add. And when it finally rips, from all that volume and, buyers, he's got a decent sized position at a very good average.
It's definitely a hard game. And you know what? Like the strategies that sound so simple, but they work. Like the one strategy that Dumpster uses is the 3-day strategy, right? When you see a runner run and then it consolidates for 3 days, usually on the third day we have a pop. And HYMC did the same thing. So it ran up Monday. Tuesday it kind of consolidated. Wednesday we consolidated, and Thursday we ended up actually running up from open around 15-20% again. So that's something that you can look out for, and if you're aware of them, you can definitely catch the 3-day runners.
Awesome. I'm sure that answered a lot of questions people had on the penny stocks. Definitely not my strong point, but
you could definitely get caught up trading these pennies. It's a hard game. It really is. But like I said before, if you're able to have that mindset of, hey, I'm going to take 5-10%, you can win almost, I would say, like 95% of your trades. On pennies, if you are able to take that 5-10%, most people are like, oh, it's going to get a little more. It's going to get a little more. And then these pennies fall 30 times quicker than the upside. So you got to be really careful. They'll raise your stop loss, take your gains in a snap. So take that 5-10%, and if you can, leave the rest for free, or just take it a run.
Awesome.
So I had just for clarification, you said it's a 3-day strategy, or is it the 3 days of consolidation and then a pop usually, like that you said?
So
before?
No. So when a penny stock sees a lot of volume and it runs up, usually, if we can hold strength, hold some consolidate in a good area, we'll see traders actually cycle back to it about 3 days later, and you'll see a pop. Like that happens so many times. Most of Dumpster strategies, like when we have a runner on Monday, he's going to be putting that same stock on Monday, probably on the Wednesday or Thursday watch list for that 3-day runner. You know what I mean? So
right on.
He's going to be watching that for traders to cycle back and push it up a little bit.
I've noticed before that he likes to revisit things a couple of days later, so that definitely explains that.
Yeah.
Like dead on. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I've caught one of those with him before, and it halted a whole bunch of times and stuff. It was crazy. It was really.
Yeah, they're hard to play, man. For someone like Dumpster, he only trades pennies. I trade pennies too, but it's hard. And if you could do it, I mean, it's definitely, you can make a lot of money. It only takes one penny, right? Like we've seen, not really a penny, but DWAC, it runs up 300% in one day. Like that can happen with pennies. Like SNDL ran up literally 400, 500% in just 1 or 2 days. So you can find those pennies. It's just being the one to hold it is the crazy part. You know what I mean? Like I said, that 5-10% you take could have turned into, a lot more money, but at the same time, you never know. So it really all comes down to, if you could get into the trade for free, that's ideal, right? If you made your money, get out halfway, or 50% of it, 75% of it, and let the other stuff run. That's probably the ideal situation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So
you're making me want to get into the penny stock trading. So
it's a blast when I think it was DWAC, as a matter of fact, when I caught one with Dumpster that just kept upholding. The thing just kept going like for at least an hour and a half. Like it would just not stop. It would halt and then just every time they let it go again.
I think the last one I traded was INDO. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, INDO.
INDO is a great one.
Yeah, I traded that some. I was using shares. Did really well on it. And what worked out for me trading it personally was taking off VWAP. When it was having its days where it had insane volume, making its big spikes. When it got up there in the price, a good pop was $1 or $2, So that don't seem like a lot, but when you got them cheaper stocks like that.
At the beginning of, I don't mean to cut you off, but wait, let me see where we're at. You could have bought INDO at literally $5, $4, and it went up to 86. Insane. You could have, imagine if you held that, right? That's 1,700%.
Jeez.
So, there is the possibilities, which is wild to think about. But this stock has done over 100% in one day. You know what I mean? So it's definitely crazy and definitely it's a good game to be in, but gotta be careful. Like I said, if you can get into the trade for free, that's the best scenario, right? One example I have is AMC. I was in it at $4, and when it went up to $20, $30, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get in half, right? So I'll get in for free. Take my initial investment out and be in for free. So regardless if that goes to zero, I didn't lose my money. I lost what I earned from it. So that's the best way to do it. If you're able to get in for free, it's kind of like stress relieving, right? You're not going to lose. You might not want to lose those profits, but at the same time, you're not losing your personal money that you put into it. You're able to get to that point, and you can manage it any way you want. But that's the best way.
So we covered pretty well last week, then, right? Some pretty interesting stuff. Some interesting stuff to analyze, actually. Different kind of moves than usual, but beneficial nonetheless.
Absolutely.
So considering that and everything, also a lot of interesting stuff going on today in the world and in legislation in general as well. Next week could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. We're kind of at a level in the market where it could go either way. We're honestly, we've had a good climb up. We've pulled back a little bit. The last 2 days we had a decent pullback. I'm excited going into next week. We had this nice little pullback. Who knows? Maybe we continue on up into next week. That's let's see, what was it? Monday and Tuesday we had a good climb. I'd like to see the same thing next week. Monday and Tuesday was definitely my best days this week. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's three things that I'm sort of paying attention to news-wise going into next week in particular. And of course, that has to do with gas. We have a new oil thing going on where they're releasing 1 million barrels a day, right? So that's going to do some interesting stuff to the oil market and everything for sure.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So 1 million barrels a day for that. I think the next 6 months. And
I was reading about that actually. I was looking into oil. You're talking about the reserve, right?
Yeah, they are opening the strategic oil reserves, and
what that reminds me of, honestly. I'm not getting into politics or anything.
Yeah, right on.
I'm not even giving you my opinion on the stimulus checks and stuff. I feel like that's going to work out the same way. If we get into our oil reserves, it's going to benefit us in the short term, but in the long run,
we're cutting into our reserves.
It could just, it could be like the inflation part of oil. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. You get what I'm saying, GD? We give all the money away with the stimulus, and now it's coming back to get us.
It's complicated, and my personal opinion is that this won't really. It does have short-term effects. Obviously, we see it now, but I would think 10 years down the road, that this type of stuff is really going to hurt us. And just how people think is they're just going to blame the current president that's in there. So I would say these type of things will affect us for a long time, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I agree. We just got to accept it. And
we just got to accept it and, do our best. I mean, we can't control anything. So as traders, we just want to follow the news, see what's up, see what opportunities in the market and go that way.
You know what keeps day traders stressed so much is that we see everything on a 1 and 5 minute time frame. You know what I mean? Like we're literally watching the market minute by minute.
Oh yeah.
When I was just long term, like I could care less about any of this stuff because, if I bought 5 years ago, I'm already up 100%. So what's it matter to me? But I will say this before I hush and let you all continue or whatever. People always ask me like, "Aren't you worried about this or aren't you worried about that?" If I can't physically change it myself, I don't worry about it. If it's something if I don't have control over that, I see no point in worrying. I never, waste my time worrying about it. That's just how I feel.
I feel that. And I mean, the way I look at it is just like, and the way we are intending to present it on this podcast is like, it's news is straight up a tool. You can't even have an opinion about it because you need to look at the facts of it and how that's going to affect you and what you're doing. So that's really what that's how we're trying to look at it here. So like flooding our market with a bunch of crude oil, logically, that'll have some effects. There's a couple other things in the news too that I'm keeping an eye on as well. Which is also today, the Senate already voted. The House is actually opening the vote on the MORE Act, which has to do with cannabis decriminalization federally. Yeah. Now that is a very, interesting market and all that stuff, whatever. But it's interesting because they're on both sides of the aisle now. We have pretty successful bills making their way through at the same time.
The cannabis sector could be a high growth sector that, we've seen plummet, right? We've seen cannabis really plummet in the last year. We had a run in the beginning of 2020, I believe, or somewhere around 2021, maybe somewhere around there. And we've seen it plummet, right? Like I'm going to go to the MJ. MJ is a cannabis ETF, and it opened up in 2018 around $30. It shot up to 45. Now we're down to $8. You know what I mean? Like cannabis stocks have took a plummet, and honestly, this is not a bad thing to invest in, especially for a long-term outlook. If you believe in cannabis and what legalized, if it's legalized and a bunch of different stuff, like this is not bad, right? Like we're honestly sitting on a support right now that's touched a few times around $10. So it's not bad, right? And back in 2021, we shot up to $34 and back to all-time highs. Say we issued $34, we'd be up 200+%. So it could be a big, a good one, but it could take a lot of time. But I do think that, I don't know. We could definitely see some nice growth to it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is if it starts, it's not likely to stop for some time. Like once the ball gets rolling, like you can't really, prohibit it again.
I agree. Yeah. And even off of news and stuff, like even when cannabis was hot, if you go look at the charts, the movements upwards are actually a lot faster than the movements down. Really? So if you go look, we had a spike that was about a 4 or 5 months, and it was 200% spike. And then it took us almost a year to get back down 200% again. So it looks like the movements are a little more stronger to the upside. So any good news or anything that comes out, I do think it's possible. And in fact, the cannabis industry could be just getting started. I had never really done research in this industry, but it's definitely worth it if you believe in it and something about it. I definitely think it's something to look into.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that considering it's kind of a pivotal moment because there are two different bills at this time on both sides of the house and stuff like that. So both sides are looking at it in their own way and their own ways of taxing it and all that stuff too. So I do think it's something to keep an eye on because when both sides are looking at something, that kind of points to an inevitability especially when they're looking at it fiscally instead of morally at this point. The third thing that I saw in the news, and one thing I've been watching today is the gaming sector, just because I've been seeing a lot of procurement and all that kind of stuff lately. I don't know. I know you guys don't really get into gaming a whole lot, at least not how I do, but
right.
I'm starting to see, because of developments, it kind of comes in cycles, kind of like that. There's a theory about technology where technology doubles every 16 months kind of thing.
Right.
We're kind of at that point where it's going to go oop again, I feel, at least in terms of IP, like intellectual property and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like today we saw a pretty big, actually a decent move on Activision, and it's got a big gap, like a big retracement to make as well. So I think there's going to be some interesting things on that front too.
Right. Oh my God. My video is blowing up.
Which video?
Awesome.
Dude, I just posted it like at the beginning of this.
Which video?
I literally posted 41 minutes ago.
Okay. Let me check it out. I swear, GD can just do anything. His video blow up. He gets on there and flex. 100,000 views.
Yo, I literally have.
Well, especially then, your pinned post with your Tesla is 7.8
million. Yeah, actually, funny story, man. I don't think you know. That post right there went from got me from 30K followers to 200K in 2 days.
Oh my God. Why though? I mean,
dude, I honestly, two out of the 3 penny stocks actually went up 100%. Both of them, 2 of them went up 100% that week. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But besides the fact, I don't know, man. I think honestly, and if you want to actually include this in the clip, so to be successful in TikTok or social media, you need either a few things. One, you have to be stupid. You have to actually make people a little bit mad or make people feel some type of way about your content to get views. Mm-hmm. 2, you need to start with, the basics of law of attraction. I put a Tesla there because I knew people, when they seen a Tesla, they would honestly listen. And it's just like anything else. If you see Jay Dunn's videos with his Lambo, he posts his Lambo with some words on top of it, and it does better than the edited informational videos he gives out. So what's the purpose of that, right? People want to see flashy stuff. People want to see stupid content. People want to hate on you. And the more of that type of stuff you put out, the more views it gets. And honestly, the more hate you'll get, but hate is converted, right? Hate is converted. People will get curious, right? People will be like, oh my God, well, this is the 7th time I've seen this guy. I still hate him, but I'm curious now. I want to see what he's up to. I want to come join Team Bull, see if it's a scam, and they might actually like it, and they might actually see what happens. This is the new part, and not really the new part, but this is the new type of marketing that people have to get into. And me and Jay Dunn call each other and strategize about these things because this is how it has to work to stay relevant and to get people to watch your stuff, to get people to push out your stuff. This is what works.
Absolutely. And I super believe in that in a big way, because the way I came up was through theater, being an actor. And I was taught method acting, not any other form, but like that crazy, stay in the accent for the whole show, method acting kind of stuff. But a big part of that is you have to be so blatantly honest all the time that you end up being that way and like toward people in life, especially during shows. Like it can get you into trouble, but it's that honesty that people are looking for. It's that willingness to, just let go and be out there within reason, of course. But yeah. I mean, I super feel everything you said there for sure when it comes to content.
Yeah, I mean, more of the new age, right? It's more of the new age, like TikTok, like Instagram, stuff like that. I would like, there's other things as well.
Oh yeah. Yep. Short attention span. Very, very grabby, high enthusiasm.
Yeah. No,
But
honestly,
it works.
the way you can catch people's attention, like really with TikTok and Instagram, it's more of the first like second of the video. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, this doesn't make sense, but me spinning around in that chair has got me more views than me actually doing anything else. So I do it, right? I don't do it for any other reason because the only reason I do it is because it gets views. I don't know why. I don't know how, but it gets people's attention. Like, what is this kid doing spinning in a chair? And then they're sucked into what I'm about to say. So it's more of a strategy than me just doing it just to do it. Like, I've tried videos where I don't do that, and I swear I don't get nearly as many views.
That's wild. That's why. And you remember I sent you that clip. Like I was sitting there on the couch watching Bloomberg, I think, or something like that. It was
you spinning.
And it was you spinning around in the chair. I was like, wait, back that up. Hold on. And then I like held my phone up like,
Yeah, you're looking at someone famous right here. I was on Bloomberg. I'm on Bloomberg like once a week. They put me on there with the spinning chair like once a week.
Yo, whoever makes that chair owes you
right.
affiliation.
I need to advertise this chair, man.
For sure. What kind of chair is that?
I don't really know. I put it together.
Sam's Club chair or something? I only say that because mine is a Sam's Club chair. I sorely need a new one. What do we think about like anything specifically for next week that we want to be, that y'all want to be keeping an eye on?
Honestly, I kind of go on Sunday and look through what I'm going to trade or what I'm looking at. But as far as the market goes, it seems like we're pulling back, and we had a massive run, right? The last 2 weeks was massive, like 10 green candles up or something on SPY, massive run. So honestly, we're coming back to the 180-day SMA line. If we stay with relatively good news, I definitely think this could be a healthy pullback to continue higher. Hopefully make it to all-time highs. That would be the ultimate goal. But if not, depending if what type of news we come out and have, we could continue to head down. And because theoretically, we haven't actually changed the storyline, right? We dropped because of the biggest one was talking about inflation. And inflation stayed high with the FOMC meeting. So that was what we were factoring in. But besides that news, we were factoring in the Russia and Ukraine and all of the stuff that's the problems that we're going through. And, that's why we really had that big sell-off. But that hasn't changed, right? That story really hasn't changed. And they can come out and say anything, any single day, bad headline, and that could tank us more. So as long as we stay with good headlines, as long as we stay with positive, good news, I definitely think this pullback could definitely reverse, and we could see, maybe to all-time highs, maybe to new highs. Maybe to the same level. I'm not really sure, but I definitely think if we can continue with positive news, we can continue higher.
Right on. That sounds awesome.
GD, what's the SPX at right now?
Well, right now the SPY is at 450, but if we go to SPX, it's at right now 4,517.
Okay. I think once we get above that 4,600 on SPX and we can actually consolidate and hold above that, I think we're headed back toward all-time highs.
And I'm not going to lie here, looking at this chart, we actually have really good support at this 4,500 and 500 mark. Like 4,500 is a really, really good support. And we basically touched that today almost. So I would not be shocked if we could see a rebound, maybe a nice green candle on Monday and maybe continue higher with good, nothing coming out on the weekend. You know what I mean? With no bad news coming out on the weekend, I definitely think we can see continue higher. We have back a few months, back in 2021, we formed a good support around this 4,500 mark. And we can honestly see a good point of consolidation around this area as well. So aligned with the 180-day SMA line. Looks all good. Looks good to me.
Awesome. So we've got 4,600 for consolidation and 4,500 support is nice and strong.
I think once we get above 4,600 and consolidate, that we're going to head back towards all-time highs.
Awesome. So yeah. And going back to what you said about creating your watch list on Sunday. Every Sunday, Grizzly creates that Sunday watch list live. That is going to be after the podcast premieres, correct?
Yes.
I've got something for GD if you.
What's up?
Cool. I just was gonna bring up the mentorship, see how it's going for you. For me personally, it's going incredibly well. I love learning from everyone teaching in the mentorship, especially you though, GD, because it's the first time I've had the opportunity to actually like be in class with you. Yeah.
I mean, just to ask you, because you're a student, how's it been? Like, honestly, like teaching isn't the easiest, but I'm honestly getting better at it, I feel like. And I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Teaching is a very peculiar type of difficult. I've had to teach acting. I've had to teach film stuff, other things. And there's no one way to go about a lesson ever. Like there's no good template for teaching a class, especially when it comes to something like as volatile as trading can be. So for that, but also just because Team Bowl and everybody in it has a very just amazing way of presenting information at a comprehensible, logical level for everyone to understand. Even the most confusing concepts in trading, you guys are able to break down just because solely for the reason of your perspective, the way that you're going about bringing it to people like me who don't come from like a financial background or anything like that. So
yeah, absolutely. We just try to make it as simple as possible, but also, if you're advanced or, you've been trading for years, you can still join and, we'll go through any questions that you guys have. And that's the best part about it. We take our time, ask you guys what you need from us and try to provide it for you.
Yeah. I mean, basically the way I feel about it, it's like you're in that one class in high school that was your favorite class with your favorite professor. And like, for some reason, everybody in that class was just friends. And like, it was just, you learned everything in that class. It was amazing. It's like, that's the kind of class it is.
Mm-hmm. And I probably have a special guest for tonight on the mentorship as well. So I'm going to announce that pretty soon.
Oh man, that's going to be awesome.
Speaking of mentorships, the next one will be starting, what is it, May? Yeah.
But probably May.
Open enrollment will be April 15th. So be sure to get your spot early because there is limited seats.
And if you're a student of any kind and happen to be either graduating or finishing classes in May, what do you think possibly maybe toward more the end of May would it be or something like that? Because I know a lot of people are in school and stuff. So it might line up really well for those who want to, start it right after they finish classes or something.
It would definitely be a good graduation present,
Oh, yeah. And a tax write-offable one at that, Yeah, no, that'd be really cool graduation gift, honestly, for either college, high school, graduate, whatever. Definitely go check out grizzlytrades.com for some links and stuff like that. The Team Bowl link is in there. There's a lot of stuff, actually. Smorgasbord of links. You guys got anything else today? What do you think?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything, and I appreciate you guys having me on, and I can't wait to do the next one.
Bro, I appreciate having you here. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate you for joining, GD. I know you have a busy schedule. But yeah, sure. Awesome.
Yeah, always very easy to talk to, bro. Always. All right. Well, I think that's a pretty great show for us there today. Don't forget, we'll be back next weekend. Same bear time, same bear place. GD, got anything you want to tell everybody about real quick?
Not really. Just want to say thanks to you guys, and I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. And if you want, come follow me on social media. I'm sure you guys already are, but GD_investments. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube if you like. So come check me out. And this podcast is legit. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you so much, bro. Seriously. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah. let's see, Grizzly, do you have anything for us?
Nope. I would like to say, I hope everyone joins us for the Instagram live watch list every morning. That's been going really well. And if you're not in Team Bull, I would love for you to join with us. Trade live every morning. But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching.
Oh yeah, and also don't forget to check out that live weekly watch list on YouTube after the podcast is done today.
Awesome.
Thank you all. Have a good one.